everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. We're across the pond in England this week, and two teams are hoping to show up for an international audience. It's the Browns going up against the Black Knights. With that, let's get you out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 9 matchup.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one, between the Cleveland Browns and the London Black Knights. Try and start this drive in the air. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll make it second and short. A good, safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. The defense came out with a look that they had prepped for all week to attack. They took advantage, got the first down.
And the key words in there, prep for all week. They really studied them, understood their tendencies, knew what they liked to do, and prepared their game plan accordingly. And boy, the payoff was good.
They go back to Gordon here on first down. So he got free at 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. And if this offense is going to flow today, certainly the running back will be a key piece.
Without a doubt, because they asked their runner to not just do that, but to block, to catch, to help set a tone for their offense.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. And here's the starting crew defensively for Cleveland.
Vontae Davis is one of the strongest cornerbacks in the league. Equally adept at playing the run and the pass.
We got three.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So a good grab there. And here's a guy, he had to learn the offense quick, just picked up as a free agent earlier this week.
And usually there's a connection, isn't there? A past coach, someone from the front office who knew him from before and thought that he could help this team.
Here we go now.
Back to throw now on first down. Trying to lay one up deep. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And he rifles one incomplete. Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long.
Now let's go.
Again, he'll drop the throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. Good use of the pass there to pick up the first down against a defensive look that they had specifically prepared for, they told us, coming into this one.
Certainly seems like they're holding all the right cards now, doesn't it? Because of their preparation. Went back, watched the tape, studied the tendencies, and they feel like they had them down cold, and they were able to use the pass against them.
First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And this seemingly endless drive continues. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this is complete. It's Allen. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
This opening drive has taken them to the 2, but now they come up on a 3rd and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Losing 4 yards that time. And now it's 4th down.
Brandon, I believe that they were in 4-down territory, and that's what they were thinking. But after the loss, I've got to kick the field goal. No way I'm going to go for it in this situation. But you know some of these coaches, they're extremely unpredictable, and they may go ahead and press it.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the opening drive of the game yields 3. So they get 3. They were hoping for 6. An unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense.
Here to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
You don't have to be a finished product to show some pretty good glimpses of what could be in this league. And we just saw an example of it on that nice run there. When I looked at him coming out of college, I saw a guy with raw, terrific ability. I couldn't wait to see how he was going to be harnessed and polished up in the NFL. In fact, some people thought he could play a little slot receiver as well as run the football. This guy has the ability to be a big-time player with more seasoning.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Cousins. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And here's a look at the starting offense. And some extra depth in the secondary here. They're in the dime. On 3rd down, Cousins. He's going to loft one. Looking for Hearns, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
So bad.
I don't know about that. Super tough. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now the first carry for Brandon Oliver. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They'll come out in the pistol. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it's London football to begin quarter number 2. They're facing a tough spot, 3rd and 8 here to start things out. Looking to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry. And it brings up 4th down. To punt it away on 4th down, here's Drew Kaiser. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Offense faces a 3rd and medium with 6 yards left. They'll come out in the pistol. Cousins from the gun on 3rd, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They had what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Man, just couldn't hang on to the slant. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. And now back out comes the offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. And he is going to lose yardage here.
When I watch plays like that, I give a lot of thanks that my DNA did not make me an offensive tackle, because that is a very difficult job, to hold your block against a really good defensive end and hang on to it so your runner can get to the edge and do it without holding. I don't know that that's really possible for very many people.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Henry's got it out on the left side. They'll wind up getting 10 back there, as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
One receiver left, that's Allen. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And incomplete. Almost intercepted. The D lineman almost had it. Couldn't hang on. Here's Drew Kaiser now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Heading out is the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Cousins now on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Cousins. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
Now Benjamin. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. One receiver left. That's Allen.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
They go play action here on 1st down. Surveying the field. Going deep here for Allen. And this is caught inside the 5. A big play there. 62 yards.
They went for the haymaker there, didn't they? A big shot towards the end zone, and they came up with the catch, but they were tackled short of the goal line. The defense escaped the big one there. Now they've got to try and hold them to a field goal attempt.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got to jump here. They come out here in the eye. A fresh set of downs in there, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. It's the fullback, his first touchdown on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did. It worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same guy the apple dropped on his head, right?
And he's going to get taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
A first down throw for Cousins. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line. And a great spot to start this drive from here. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this complete to Henry over the middle. A gain of 6 there on first.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
All right, here we go.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
Now this offense ready to take over again. And following the pick 6, and they decent field position and throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
This is going to sound a little strange, but that was a really nice effort because he broke a tackle and almost sprang free, but it still ended up with a loss of yardage. The defense won that battle.
He'll drop to throw. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
One receiver left, that's Allen.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
1 minute, 53 ticks left to go in this first half. My good friend Charles and I right back at you after this. And some changes here as the D-line separates some.
Let's go.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up second and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Second down, Cousins. And Barnidge has it on the right side. We heard them talk before the game about utilizing the intermediate passing game this week. It works for them there. They move the chains.
And we saw them work on it in practice as well. And most teams take a period at a time to work on different things. They put a couple of periods of work into the intermediate passing game, and now we know exactly why. They got the look that they were seeking, and they were able to take advantage of it. And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things.
Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And a long way to go for the offense here on second down. Cousins now on second down. It's caught. It's Barnidge over the middle. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive there. He hit. The reliable target. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Here we go now.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. Johnson with a completion over the middle. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Throwing is Cousins. Going deep this time for Miller. And for the 3rd time here this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Duke Williams. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it. And we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead, finish up the half, and get on out and talk about it.
And he'll be out of bounds, getting it across the 25.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and got the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They'll throw now on the final play. He's got time in the pocket. Looking deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the 3rd quarter?
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And with the new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
and I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too, and they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And Cooks has it over the middle. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. And they give this time to the tailback. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. And they're going to speed things up here. Off the play fake, Cousins. He's got time. Fighting through. Great protection. And his throw here's incomplete. Looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. On 3rd down, Cousins. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
The Browns send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Returning, it's Benjamin. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude.
And he'll be grabbed from behind and slung down like a rag doll. B.J. Goodson in there to get him for a loss of 5. They'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
One man in the backfield is Gordon. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Six yards to go here on second down. They'll look to throw again. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he's got some space here. There goes Melvin Gordon. Touchdown! Melvin Gordon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just...
And it's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I rarely question anyone's effort on the field. But normal, you give up a touchdown like that, a long-distance play, there's usually not a lot of resistance on the extra point. In this case, though, boy, they bowed their backs and got after it, didn't they?
Yeah, a little revenge. Nicely done.
Yeah, way to go. Get in there, block it, and show them that they're still fighting.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on that run. And while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
And on 2nd and 10 now. Cousins now on 2nd down. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. Face mask penalty. And, Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
1st down. Here's Cousins. It's caught right side. It turns. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no yardage.
Okay.
To throw is Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism, because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. And he takes off with it. It's a fake. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the Browns getting set to go. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
but they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
And he'll get a... About 3 as he takes this up near the 25. See if they stay on the ground for second down. They come out here in the I. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's got his man on the crossing route. 15 yards through the air and a first down. They're going to hurry back to the line now, and they're going to go soft on the corners. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
Second down, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Melvin Ingram coming in from that outside linebacker spot to bury him for a loss of 7. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's third down. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. He's going to let this one go deep. So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
The Browns send out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And look at this. It's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Welcome back now here in London. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Fake. They'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one, and it's caught. Touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
After the touchdown, Barth now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20. and down at the 22-yard line. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. It's Melvin Ingram on the tackle. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
So the offense dealing with a 3rd and 6.
Here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
On 3rd down, Cousins caught left side. It's Barnage. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And that'll bring up second down. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And this is going to be incomplete. They were trying to get the connection with a former Buckeye, Braxton Miller. Now 4th down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
The Browns send out their punter now. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. This is taken at about the 14. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
A good solid game there on first down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
Decent chunk of yardage still left here. 2nd and 7. The play clock's running down. They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. They'll need to get the play off quickly. The fullback Watt with a run. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Time running out here on the play clock. And they will not even get to the line here as we'll get a delay. So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. They come out here in the eye. Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And he's got room. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup there. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And boy, the reward was there. A big pickup. And guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he's brought down, but following a pretty juke move that gives him the first down. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Now Gordon on first down. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. They juked him. You can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football.
And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. A toss play. Gordon. And they go back. And now the Browns are going to take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be, but we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
Here we go now. Over.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession of the football and have it at their 36-yard line. And a nice play there defensively. And this is a new acquisition, Charles. You and I were talking about it pregame. Just signed as a free agent earlier this week.
Love when they pick up those guys with something to prove. Because any guy's a free agent off the street, no one else wanted him. So he wants to prove to the rest of the league, you should have signed me first.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you